last line of Matthew's gospel today that we just heard is rather intriguing. It says, those who ate were about 5,000 men, not counting women and children. Now, why weren't the women and children counted in the first place? You know, aren't we all created equal? Wasn't Jesus inclusive? Well, first of all, we have to understand the role and status of women during the time of Jesus. Although women had a special place in the family, the man was clearly the head. The man was the boss. He spoke for the family. A woman's life was confined almost entirely within the private family sphere. A woman's life was confined, it was very limited. Women were not even allowed to testify in court. So in effect, this categorized them with the Gentiles, the minors, the deaf mutes, and other people considered undesirables who were denied certain privileges. Women could go to the house of study to hear a sermon or pray, so that's good. They could attend a wedding feast or a house of mourning. They could visit relatives, but that's about it. So it's really a matter of culture that Matthew doesn't include the women and children in the final tally. But what does this tell us? Well, it tells us that there were more than 5,000 that were fed. Biblical scholars suggest that women and children even outnumbered the men. Jesus fed everyone in the crowd, regardless of age, gender, or background. While it may sound painful to our Western or American ear to exclude the women in the count, it's crucial that we're aware of how particularly revolutionary Jesus was in his regard for women. He shattered the prejudicial customs of his day by publicly including women in his ministry. He talked to women directly. And to say that he was very inclusive is an understatement. Jesus wants nothing more than to feed all of us. He makes no distinctions. When we're hungry, he provides. And we can trust in God's generosity because we have Christ in the Eucharist to nourish us. Keep in mind that reception of the Eucharist is not meant to be a selfish act. In light of today's gospel, we can't neglect the fact that the world is filled with hungry people. And so we are called to do what Jesus did by answering the cries of our hungry brothers and sisters, feeding them, quenching their thirst, and sharing God's love. We are to become Eucharistic people, aware that there is Jesus in each and every one of us, and that there is more than enough leftover food to share with others.
Thank you for participating in the digital liturgy today. The digital ministry touches the lives of many people, as does almost 80 other ministries here at OLPH. Grateful for the community that connects to OLPH through this digital forum. It's unbelievable how many people are able to access the liturgy and other events because of this ministry. Please consider supporting OLPH. All of your sacrifices help to sustain this parish and to keep moving us into the future. Thank you very much and keep watching.